Hi everyone, we're here in Fresno, California at OK Produce. OK Produce is a third-generation family business and they move fruits and vegetables up and down California. Even though OK Produce is a fairly small business, they've already started their journey towards trucking electrification. They're taking fleet electrification very seriously, but still having some fun with it.
OK Produce is a wholesale produce company founded in 1950 by my grandfather. My father took it over in the 70s and 80s, and my brother and I came on in 1998 and 2000. We buy from farmers and we sell to grocery stores primarily.
Well, now we're the size of a battleship, but we still have the agility of a speedboat. We need awesome quality at great prices, and we have to have an incredible fill rate. We're able actually to cut a PO on a Tuesday, pick it up Tuesday, back here Wednesday, in stores on Thursday for weekend deals for customers. And a good buyer, a great buyer, can do that and create excitement in the stores and value for our customers. That's really what we have to do. We have to be on our A game every single day, no days off.
This 100 miles surrounding Fresno in the growing regions is the most vibrant growing region in the world. It also happens to be the worst air pollution basin in the country. What can we do to minimize our effect on Mother Nature because our business relies on it?
We're all passionate about produce. There's nobody here in the team who does not enjoy what we do and does not believe in what we do and the purpose of what we do. To deliver the best produce available in the cleanest manner available out there.
3 years ago, Freightliner presented us with electric trucks. For me, I was hook, line, and sinker before we started the PowerPoint. But after it, I was really excited and on the spot really quickly said, look, I want to buy your first 10.
Electrifying our fleet, it feels organic, feels like the right thing to do. So we've had a lot of drivers respond positively saying, hey, we understand, like we're seeing enough in the news, we know this is our future and we're excited to be a part of it.
We have 10 electric trucks. We have somewhere around 100 drivers, and we've already certified 55 of our drivers to drive the trucks.
So then my drivers come back after they drive the electric and say, how do I get another electric truck tomorrow? Because it's so quiet, you're just driving. You feel so good, the ride is smooth. Being zero emissions, we're trying to take care of future families out there. It's amazing.
The goal was just to start conservatively with some of those smaller routes and just test the water. We went from maybe a 40 to 60 mile route right here in Fresno and came back with 73% life on our battery to pushing the limits and traveling up to Oakhurst, all uphill all the way, but regenerative braking on the way home and coming back with like 47%. We're going, wow, hey, this is real, you know. That's like a 80 to 100 mile, 120 mile route, depending on the stops. So we've seen it, we've tested it, and we're continuing to kind of test and move outside of our comfort zone a little bit.
They currently have a little over 12,000 panels. It's about 4.5 megawatts. We got 2.5 megawatts on the roof and then about 2 megawatts here in the parking lot. That produces about 6.5, 7 million kilowatt hours of power.
PG&E has a number of programs that we're running for the state of California that are funded by the California Public Utilities Commission. EV Fleet is the second program. It's designed to assist customers with installing their charging infrastructure when they're putting into service medium or heavy duty electric vehicles. We just assist the customers financially and design-wise with trying to plan out and get their infrastructure in so when their vehicles show up, they actually have charging stations and can operate their vehicles. When you have a customer who wants to get a large charging station for these types of trucks, it does take much more planning, and we usually have to do much more of an upgrade onto our system.
Once we started this, we did some load calculations and we were able to just find the power in our facility to be able to get this project of phase 1 completed.
It's amazing. It's 2 years in the making. At the time, this was just completely full of trailers, I think. But now to see the trucks and the chargers here, it brings a smile to my face. or this area right here, that's about 600 kilowatts. You have 3 180 kilowatt power cabinets powering 3 dispensers each for a total of 9 dispensers.
We make real industrial products. As you can see, it's very straightforward, no display, it's functional, needs to perform all the time, so that's our main focus, and that's how we can set ourselves apart. High uptimes, reliability, and very intensive usage. The power conversion unit, it goes to 3 dispensers where we can dynamically route power in steps of 60 kilowatts. So if the first vehicle arrives, it gets full power, 180 kilowatt. If a second vehicle arrives, it gets 120 and then 60. So that's maximum usage of the available power to utilize the power unit as the best way possible, really.
We had the power ran over here, and we had a lot of leftover power since we moved out all the truck shop operation to our other facility here. We were able then to allocate the power and use it for the Orange EV chargers.
Yard trucks really are the optimal truck for electrification for so many reasons, whether it's the start-stop that helps with regen braking, the inefficiency of the diesel versions, the challenges with uptime for the diesel versions of yard trucks, the fact that the charger can be right there on site, so there's no issues with range anxiety, and when it's designed right, you just don't need that much power, so you don't need huge battery packs to be successful. So we've designed this truck so that it can do 2-shift operations, 3-shift operations. We have plenty of operations that are 24/7.
So typically we pick up majority of our trailers in our transportation yard. We back them up into a door, they get loaded, and then within a couple of hours, we pull them out, we stage them for a route. The drivers, they love it. They love the fact that they're quiet. It's a clean vehicle. They love the fact that it's such a smooth ride compared to the diesels that we had prior. Everybody wants to jump into it when they get to work, so that's a good thing. As for the charging, it's extremely easy. We just literally plug it in, pop the switch, and charging. And then when we're done, we push the switch back in, unplug it, and that's it. Typically, we never, through a whole day, I would say we never get it lower than 40% per day.
The first 10 trucks, the next 7 that are arriving here shortly, are the first wave. That's phase 1. So we have phase 1 here, which I'm standing right in front of. Phase 2 is much bigger, an additional 27 ports, 2 megawatts of solar. And that's really important because emissions free is one thing, but truly clean is solar powered electric. So we're adding 2 megawatts of solar with battery backup for the additional wave. And we're working on a 3rd phase, simply because we got to work with our power company to make sure we can do enough.
Phase 2 is actually the first phase that they got a hold of us with EV Fleet. We were able to complete our desktop review, which helps us determine how much power we have available from the substation where they want to set up their charging stations, do the transformer tap, how big of a transformer we have, that sort of thing. Then we do a site walk. And we have an engineering firm that works for EV Fleet. They came out and did the site walk, walked everything down, confirmed where they want the charging stations. After the site walk, they put the preliminary design together. They submit that back to PG&E, and we review it. And once it meets cost thresholds and design criteria and everything that we need, we can go ahead and issue a contract based upon what the customers told us, that how many vehicles they want each year over a 5-year period, because we don't want to come back and retrench after 2 years and they have to retrench again. So we try to help the customer out. We do their 5-year plan. So once they put this infrastructure in, they're good for 5 years.
For phase 2, they're talking about 3 megawatts of charging, 14 chargers, 180 kilowatts each, capable of 2 cable charging as well.
In this project, we're deploying our Terra 184 180 kilowatt solution. That's also a similar charger to what you may see when you're driving along the highway and doing corridor charging for a light duty vehicle. With this project, it is a mixed fleet, and so working with Daimler trucks and Volvo trucks, we know that our hardware is compatible with both of those different vehicle types, the interoperability and the connectors, and having all that information up front allows you to really provide the best possible charging solution that meets their needs. Now that the chargers are here, it's the installation, and then our team will continue to support to make sure, the best possible uptime. So we have a robust service team and a robust remote diagnostic team that can help work with the BP Pulse team to make sure that they have the best possible uptime.
BP Pulse was where all the pieces that we were hesitant about and did not know how to go about, they kind of gave us a holistic approach and said, this is how things are going to look like.
BP Pulse came in at a very good time. It was a time we were definitely getting nervous, losing some faith. They came in with expertise and really encouragement to say, let's figure this out. We showed up at the right time where OK Produce was ready to make a very significant investment in electrification. And so the first conversations we had with them is we want to go large. We don't want to do this as a small pilot. We want to develop something that is going to be scalable and work out in phases so that we can deploy at least the 25 to 50% of our fleet be electric. And they've had that dedication from day one. We understand that the demand for a fleet manager goes far beyond simple notifications and charge management. It really is it's an operation tool for that fleet manager to understand what the vehicles are doing and the charging infrastructure is doing at the time. In fact, they started implementing that into their operations from day one. So it is a critical component to this whole solution, is not just that the chargers are here, the trucks here, that our Omega dashboard is up and operating and they're using it on a regular basis. It's made us progressively think about, if this is the goal, this is where you want to reach, and it seems very difficult, we'll set it there, and let's work our way towards that versus setting the bar lower. So that's a bit of a twinge of that environmental sustainability commitment, that we raised the bar probably higher.
Those who say it can't be done are usually standing in the way of those who are doing it. The Matoyan family, they're not doing this because they have to, they're doing it because they want to.
We started this process before the state of California mandated a timeline to transition from diesel to electric or zero-emission trucks.
This is actually happening, like we're making this work, you know, and yeah, there's been some challenges, right? It hasn't been easy, but nothing worth doing is ever really easy, is it?
It's exciting to be standing here at OK Produce because they've set forth a vision, what they're going to do towards zero emission and reducing that carbon footprint here in Fresno, and they're making it happen. And I think it's a model for companies across America.
Seeing these chargers, these trucks, seeing the excitement at the facility, in the leadership here and the staff here, and actually deploying these trucks, it's amazing. We've talked about this conceptually for a long time. And a lot of folks out there, they didn't really think that this would actually be possible. And it is. And so it's actually companies like OK Produce who have demonstrated and serve as models for other companies that these technologies actually work. And without that, it's really difficult. You know, somebody does have to step up first and be those first companies that are taking that risk. Things that are happening here in the Valley through projects with OK Produce are actually leading not only the region and the state, but actually the whole country and the world, which is really amazing to see.